unmute now. Welcome to Mama Power. It's so great to be here with you this morning. I'm Laura, and you are tuned in to New Thought Media Network. If you're here with me live, yippee! If you're not, yippee! You found me, and you found this amazing network. Well, more than a network, this is a place where you can come to. New Thought Media Network is a place where you can come to really learn and grow and embrace spirituality, metaphysics, new thought in particular for your life in so many different ways. Today I'm here with Mama Power. This is where we really tune in to the divine within you, within me, and we know that this power is always here. It is always present. It is always living and expressing through each of us in our uniqueness. As our unique expression, we are the ones that bring this through. And so we want to say yes to this power. And yet we're using it in this beautiful, divine, feminine way, which is the way of not trying to control things, but being in a place of knowing that we are already the control of it. And we don't need to manipulate anything that's seemingly outside of us. It's all within, everything that we need right here and now. And that's why sometimes when we have our own vision and mission for our spirit-led business, which I know that I do, and if you're here and watching, then I'm sure that you do too. And how that, we can often feel obligated in our minds to become or be competitive, or to think that we're not enough and that we have to do more and that we have to, kind of make it all happen, rather than leaning in on knowing that it's already within us, and the piece that we're actually called to do is to be. It's to be. Let's breathe in on that. Let's breathe that through, because that slows us down. That gives you permission to come away from thinking that we're in this action-orientated way of being, and think of action in another way. That's the action within. What's happening within? What are we being responsible for? And what are we actually what are we doing to create that atmosphere within where we know this is where it begins? So if you are excited by your business, your spirit-led business, whatever that means for you, whether it's a non-profit, whether it's a profitable business, whether it's a passion that you're bringing into this life because you know it's in your heart and you just got to do it, like I am with my singing and my coaching business and membership group. If this is in you, then you know that you have the spark in there in your heart and in your mind, and the excitement of that is what drives us on, what keeps us kind of tuned in, and the inspiration and the ideas and the creativity. And it's like being in a sweetie shop. That's what I'm just taking my shoes off. That's what I always say. It's like being in a sweetie shop and not really quite knowing what to go for first. But we have to control ourselves and know where we are and understand that there is a process to being organized in what we're doing. And so today I'm asking you, your spirit-led business, your spiritual business, it needs you. It is an entity unto itself, and yet it's here from your heart. It's what is in you, what drives you, what excites you, what inspires you. It needs you. And I'm asking you, where are you? Where are you? Are you showing up fully? Are you embracing it fully? Or are you holding back in some way? Maybe feeling scared, frightened, not sure, uncertain, doubtful, fearful of taking the next step, making the next move within, uncertain of what spiritual practice to be doing to kind of bring your vision into your lived experience. because there are so many spiritual practices, and it's not always easy to understand or know which one to be doing in that moment if we feel like we just, we feel stuck, or we don't want to carry on because we're not quite sure what the next, or if we're at a crossroads, then we can sometimes feel confused by where to turn. And I know I've been at that place so many times. I mean, and the last year and a half has been given me so many opportunities to grow, so many, and so many opportunities to stay stuck as well, and to not actually look at what was going on in my life, and to just kind of carry on in a habitual way, thinking that it would all change and it would all be okay without me being the one to make that change, that transformation from within. And yet I know that I was being called always to transform from within. And I feel so blessed being on this journey and this adventure that I do have a toolkit, if you like, if you want to call it that, of spiritual practices and understandings of how to access deeper parts within me, and not to always question whether that practice is right for the moment. Because we have meditation, we have visioning, we have spiritual mind treatment and prayer, we have visualizing, contemplation, journaling, all of these beautiful practices that we have sometimes can feel a little bit overwhelming. And yet, our business, the business that you have, this spirit-led business, is calling for you. And that's why I call it spirit-led, because we want to be taking and making each step knowing that we are listening and being guided and listening to the guidance, rather than making rash decisions from the logical mind, from fear, from doubt, from a place of uncertainty. Because when we set that ripple in motion, we're going to get that effect. When we set in motion the ripple of love, of knowing that what we're doing is for the highest and best for ourselves and for those that we're serving, and when we check in with that within ourselves continually throughout the day, then we know that ripple is going to show up in a very different way, in a very expanded way, in a very loving way, in a way that it will draw into you and me and us exactly what we desire, because there will be a match in our consciousness with what it is that we're bringing into our experience. And I believe that. I believe this is true, and that is what New Thought teaches, and that is specifically what Ernest Holmes taught or teaches still, because there are so many practitioners and ministers and spiritual leaders that continue to teach in this way, that we know that our own atmosphere and our own intentions unravel, and then from there we draw in exactly the match of that, or the atmosphere of that for our lives. So I'm asking you, where are you? Your spirit-led business needs you. It is calling you right now. Where are you? Are you hiding somewhere? Are you ready to go and yet not quite sure on where to turn at a crossroads? Or are you full steam ahead, not really listening internally to that inner voice, and yet making decisions based on others around you and and fear-based? Or are you truly listening to your heart? Are you truly listening and truly making those choices, taking those choices that are spirit-led? Think about that for a moment, and just write that down on a piece of paper and be really clear with where you are. Where are you? And I think the first step here, I know the first step is not to try and change it right now, is to accept where you are. To take a look and check in with your heart. Check in on a daily basis. Because when we start really tuning in within us, and we create a habit of that, we're first of all setting up a new neural pathway. So we're changing and reprogramming and repatterning, and that's what we want to do. Because very often we will continue with a pattern that has been handed down generation from generation to generation, and it becomes a habitual line of action that we're taking within us and externally. We don't even realize that we're doing it because this is happening on a subconscious level. So we're continuing to take these actions and do these things without even realizing, actually, that's what I'm doing. And it's such a habit that I'm unaware of it consciously. So our work is to pay attention to our lives. To have and want and desire to be in a place of full-on awareness of everything that's around us and everything that's within us. That includes our own atmosphere of our thoughts, our feelings, our intentions, our beliefs, our words, our actions, behaviors. And then really opening up our hearts and our minds and our eyes to seeing what is around us and to seeing the opportunities that are here right now in our lives. So I'm inviting you to honestly look at your life, look at your spirit-led business and say, where am I? Am I hiding? Am I listening to that divine guidance that is always here, whispering through, or screaming? Or am I being led by external factors because of fear and because of a feeling of maybe desperation or not feeling, a feeling that you have to follow, others? And me and Debbie Clement Large, we talked about this the other day on this show, Mama Power, that when we're following others because we feel that they've got it made and we haven't, or we need to be like them in order to be accepted, or fear of missing out, or all of those things that go on in our minds, and they can create for us patterns where we're not really coming from the heart, from our own heart, of our uniqueness, as I said in the beginning, the divinity, the unique expression of who we individually are. That's what we want to expand and expose. So where are you? Be honest with that. And if you are feeling, I'm just hiding from my business, I'm not really in it, I'm not really all in, then you can start from that place and ask in meditation, in a visioning process, ask yourself, the divine that is you, ask, what is my next step to open up here, to be more fully present, to be more fully available in this beautiful creative process of what I call a business, so that you can show up more fully. And I know this to be true, that when we commit, this is the next step, when we commit to our vision and we show up fully, I know that opportunity is already here waiting for you. It is not just waiting, it is knocking on your heart's door. It wants to show up. And yet it's us. We're very, very good at hiding ourselves. We're very, very good at not observing or not accepting the fullness of who we are. And really what it takes is that allowing and accepting of where we are right now, and then saying, I want to change this. I want to show up and be more fully present for my business because I love it and I really enjoy it and I love everything about it. It doesn't mean that you will enjoy all of the actions that are necessary, and yet it's the journey. It's the journey. So you accept where you are, you commit to showing up fully, and then, if there are blocks, if there are challenges, if there are feelings where you're feeling pulled or conflicted in any way, that's where the work begins. That's where you go in deep, because we are never doing a bypass here and ignoring what's going on. That is not what we're doing. And people say or have said, that new thought is positive living and positive feeling and positive thinking, and just change your thinking and everything will be absolutely fine. Well, yeah, that's a part of it. That is a part of it. And yet there is a deeper part, another part that we cannot ignore. And that is the human side of it, the humanness of it. That we have emotions, we have feelings, we have choices and decisions every moment of every day to make. And those choices aren't always easy, and they can pull on our heartstrings, especially if we feel conflicted about things and experiences in our lives. So we're called to go in deep and to look at why and what and where the change can be in our thinking. Because when we're thinking positively and feeling positive, very often that can be in the conscious mind. And yet, if our life isn't outpicturing the way that we really, really want it to outpicture, then there's something else going on there in the subconscious that we're being gifted that opportunity to look further. So if you're feeling like you want to stay under the duvet, yeah, that's okay. As I said in the beginning, the first step is to accept where you are right now without trying to change it and make it right or wrong. Accept it, embrace it, and question it. Question it as you commit to making that change in your intention, in the way that you feel, in what it is that you're intending for your life and for your business, changing the values even. I have had a vision board that I created. I created this vision board. I did, Jason did, we both created our vision boards probably about 10 months ago. And it's a values-based vision board, because I've had many vision boards which are amazing, where you put the car, the house, the money, all of it on the vision board, and you stare at it every day with gratitude, knowing that it's already here, and that doesn't necessarily make the material change in our lives, because on some level we don't believe it. We want it, we desire it, and yet on some level we can't quite believe it could happen for us. So it was a year ago that I made that absolute decision not to make a vision board like that anymore, and to literally make values-based vision boards. And this is what I teach people as well in my groups. Values-based vision boards, where we really look at the values and intentions that we wish to experience and to expand and live in and grow into and to become for our lives. And wow, what a difference that makes and has made for my life. And through doing that, so many amazing things have come materialistically, opportunities, meetings with people, conversations, being here on New Thought Media Network. That was part of this as well, the values-based, because my value is to speak my truth, and allow others to hear that. And wow, and then I met Reverend Robert, and here I am on New Thought Media Network, sharing sharing here. So get clear on your values. That is the next step here. Step number 3 that I'm talking us through. I'm not sure how much longer we have. We have 10 minutes. Let's take a breath here and just embody this a little bit. Take our arms out to the side and take a breath in and breathe out. And know that whatever time it is in the day for you, wherever you are on this beautiful planet, that this is perfect for you to be here right now, to understand more deeply who you are. And so I'm feeling so filled up with gratitude to be a part of this unraveling right now. Breathing that in and breathing out again, and knowing that we're breathing in and out the breath of life. We often forget to connect and embody. So I have a piece that I wanted to read here for you and for me, of course. It's always for me as well. And it's called Dynamite, and it's written by Emmett Fox, who was a New Thought, a divine science, spiritual leader. And this book is called Make Your Life Worthwhile. I read this book probably about 4 years ago. It's really lovely because it's passages. Every page is a different passage that he's written, and this is called Dynamite. I just love it. These are sticks for immediate use, handled with care. I like his humor here. So the first one is plan tomorrow's work today. Be organized, be sure, understand what it is that life is calling us to do, rather than being in a mess everywhere. Get organized with things. Plan tomorrow's work today. Number 2 is review the events of the day very briefly before retiring. We know that when we make a mental vision or a mental map of what's happened for the day, and we send it love, and we know the love for the day, that we are embracing that in our hearts. And as we do that, we're setting the tone for the next part. We go to sleep feeling good, and then we wake up feeling good. We're setting that intention. So always review the events of the day briefly before retiring. Number 3 here, keep your voice down, no screamers wanted. So that's staying in that place of balance and harmony, and being aware of our vocal expression. No need to get too excited. Just keeping in that knowing that, we can silently, gently know it, speak it gently, and it will always be done. Train yourself to write legibly. I love that. It was Louise Hay who completely changed her handwriting, and she said it changed her life. And there are courses to be able to do that, and I think I'm going to actually do it, because I realize that I do scroll a little bit. Train yourself to write legibly. Keep your good humor at all times. This one is a sticking point for me, because I believe that we need to be real with ourselves. We need to be authentic with ourselves. And as I said before, this isn't a spiritual bypass. So we know that there is the possibility for that humor. And yet there are times when we can't go there with that. We have to work through, we're called to work through what's in our hearts. And it may not be humorous at that time. Hear the other side before you judge. Yes, this one is how I have led my life, with this mantra for the last, at least year and a half. Knowing that the divine is expressing through everything. And this really brings us into this transformative place of oneness, knowing oneness without this judgment that we can so easily have. Our humanness wants to judge, wants to say, this is right, this is wrong, this is bad, this is good, this is better, this is worse. We want to come away from that and know that this is the divine expressing through everything right now. It is all good. And if it doesn't feel good, we can change that within ourselves. We can perceive it differently. Don't cry over spilt milk. Okay, so that's just let it be. Know that it's happened, and we can move through. In every moment, there is a new, fresh moment. Consciousness is here continually, and the time lands it and brings it in and grounds it. So in every moment, we can renew, we can refresh, we can revitalize from this moment onwards. Learn to do one thing as well as anyone can do on earth. Mastery, self-mastery. And the learning one thing to do is master yourself. Know your own beliefs, know your own limitations, know your own sticking points, know your thought processes, know your body, what it is that your body's calling for. Is it sleep? Is it rest? Is it exercise? Is it more spiritual practice? Is it water? Know yourself, know thyself. And that is what he is saying here. Learn one thing, learn to do one thing as well as you can. And I would say learn yourself, master yourself. Keep all of your goods and possessions neat and orderly. This is a good one, isn't it? Try and stay as organized as possible. Know where things are. Have systems in place. Planning. Be orderly. Know so that you can put your hands on something on your computer, in your Google Drive, on your calendar, so that you feel that you have a sense of inner calm because you know what's coming next. Not always do we know what's coming next, but we can. We're seeding that forwards and we're kind of making that the atmosphere for our lives. Get rid of things that you don't use. Have you had it for more than 6 months? Is it beautiful? Do you use it? They're my two guidelines when I help clutter clear and when I do my own. Is it beautiful? Have I used it in the last 6 months or a year? If the answer to both of those is no, then I say, well, why do I need this? And if I don't have a good answer, then I move it on. Someone else has a use for it. Someone else is seeking it. Every day, do something to help someone else. Oh, that for me goes without saying. Be this vessel, be this open portal to say yes to being of assistance to someone else. And often that could be a smile to a stranger you're walking past in the street or on your power walk in the morning. Be that greatness, be that beauty, beam it out, shine it out, and do something to help on a daily basis. That's what we're here for, to be a part of the oneness. Every day, he says, read the Bible. I would say read a spiritual text. Read a spiritual piece of prose, a poem, something that inspires you. It's not about the Bible. It's about something that really lands in your heart, that you feel, oh, I love those words and that poet, whether it's Rumi, whether it's a quote from Mother Teresa, whether it's Nelson Mandela, Marianne Williamson, Louise Hay, Emmett Fox, Ernest Holmes. There are so many incredible, Deepak Chopra. There are so many, Laura Topper. There are so many great spiritual wisdom teachers, ancients and new, that we can turn to and flick open a page of a book and read something daily to inspire us. And that is it. Try them. These points may seem to be trite and obvious, but each one has hidden behind it an invincible law of psychology and metaphysics. Wow, that is it for today. 30 minutes of Mama Power from me. I'm so just grateful to be here on New Thought Media Network and that you are putting this into practice for your life. As I show up twice a week here with this, and everything is on YouTube, on my YouTube channel that you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you'll find the Cosmic Prayer and other things there, my music also. And you can check out my website and see all of the gifts and free downloads that you can sign up for. So I know that you love New Thought Media Network, as I do. And if this inspires you and you are here to keep this beautiful platform vibrant and alive, then you can give your love offering. The link is down below. And we give gratitude for everybody that's on this network doing the work that they're doing, keeping this thriving community of spiritual practice and teachings going and out, putting it out into the world so that you can glean from it and develop your own sense of knowing yourself and your own self-mastery. So until next time on Mama Power, love and blessings to you. We do have the Silent Global Love Meditation tomorrow evening here on New Thought Media Network. So tune into that at 7 p.m. UK time and 12 noon Mountain time. And I'm back here on Friday with Unlock Your Mama Power from Your Heart. Love and blessings to you. Have a wonderful day wherever you are on this beautiful planet.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience? Or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.